What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Welcome to OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel. Uh, it's strolling down there below. Right there. Make sure you guys share the videos, hit the like button, people. Y'all know how we do, man. Play my theme music.
I'm in London, got my weed from London. I'm with a dope body boy, I'ma go get me some money. I got no clouds in my stones, you should've with the Eliante. I went in quiet in the morning, then I got in it with the storm. But I ain't quiet with my hoes, just blowing up to something. Put the rest of my bitches on. I put a few carrots inside of a bitch and that's more. Yeah, my shit can't be red, my nigga man, no shit is black. Yeah, I put a protect right on the head of a rat. I'm getting full of these millions, and I done ran a few racks up. Had to take me some riddling, cause it's money and dangerous. All my niggas from Liz, yeah. Niggas money no missing, yeah. Man, I hope you misses. All my niggas just kissing. If you ever come around me, you might end up with bitches. Told the kids I never cooked that kid, but they can't get the dishes. You told that bitch about the Dropbox. Nigga, you gotta be kidding. I put my nut on her thought, and her friends is. Yeah. I thought these niggas was killers. They was just selling us lies. How could he turn out a rat? Niggas was never this live. Told y'all that my record real. Getting money for the record deal. First nigga in my old city with a rose go rich and mill. How can you see what my day's like? If you can feel my pain like diamonds is gleaming like daylight. You can just tell what I made like. I'm so connected to someone. Treat a new bitch like an old one. One car full of young thugs. Oh God, all those guns. Yeah. Told them I'm ready to ride. Your enemy gotta be mine. This real nigga energy slime. They should've known we was the vibes. We are the flies. Put it on God. I am that guy. Look at my eyes. None of you niggas was living this life. Hey. I'm with a dope body boy. I'ma go get me some money. I got no clouds in my stones. You should've really Eliante. I went in quiet in the morning. Then I got hit it with the storm. But I ain't cried with my hole. Just knowing you're the sun. I left the shit on the dashboard. I got still his cash going. Money and cash flow. Got a big old jet with my leg can't fall. I'm retired when I'm full. I ain't letting no nutty ain't get my soul. Need no brown with these fools. Ain't shut the fuck up, bitch, for my clothes. I can spread this shit, I come and cold. Just like a kiss, I can not be Legos. These niggas talking like hoes. Shut the fuck up, or we wipe me in nose. Roll in the pets. Right out of school, but I wasn't the best. I put it daddy on the jet out of Minneapolis. Park out the cabin, I'm a old school nigga on rad list. Left a Mercedes Benz at Jetless on Paris. I called him Maybach, cool man, was it the sea horses? Somebody raised on my walls. I put Chanel on my door. I'm with a dope body boy. I'ma go get me some money. I got no clouds in my stones. You should've with the Eliante. I went in quiet in the morning. Then I got hit it with the storm. But I ain't quiet with my hole. And just knowing you're the something. Put the rest of all my bridges on. I put a few carrots inside of a rich and that's more. Yeah, my shit can't be red. My nigga man, no shit is black. Yeah, I put a protect right on the head of a rat. I'm getting full of these millions, and I done ran a few racks up. Had to take me some riddling, cause this money is dangerous. All my niggas relentless, yeah. Niggas money no missing, yeah. Man, I hope you misses. All my niggas just kissing. If you ever come around me, you might end up with bitches. Told the kids I never cooked that kid, but they can't get the dishes. You told that bitch about the Dropbox. Nigga, you gotta be kidding. I put my nut on her thought, and her friends is.
All right, people. Let's see. Okay, I did say. All right, people. Y'all know what time it is, man. let's get the show started. All right, people. We back, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can donate to the channel, go to OBF The Real Cash App and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys could donate to the channel. All right, people. Let's get it in, man. So Joe Biden had him State of the Union yesterday, and I mean, what do you want me to say, bro? I mean, I really don't give a fuck. But we have to talk about it. So the mainstream media decides to, of course, they talks about it, but the problem is that it sets a dumbass narrative, right? It sets a weird ass narrative of, like, they play politics too much for me, and it's kind of really like embarrassing a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. And we're gonna talk about Donald Trump history. I told you I meant to do it yesterday, but we're gonna do it today to let everybody know who the fuck Donald Trump is in the Republican Party. I'm not trying to hear that shit, but you're gonna hear a lot of people that it's supposed to be a mixture between on MSNBC of somewhat corporate, you know, reasonable Democrats, but they corporate, and then you got reasonable, so-called reasonable Republicans that understand that Trump is dangerous, but they still defend Republican bullshit. Like, it's just weird. I don't understand, but let's just get into it, people.
As President Biden was not afraid to challenge Republicans in some fiery exchanges.
And exploded the federal deficit. They added more to the national debt than any presidential term in American history. Check the numbers. The bipartisan bill with the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen. Oh, you don't think so? Oh, you don't like that bill, huh? That conservatives got together and said it was a good bill? I'll be darned. That's amazing. The Border Patrol Union has endorsed this bill. The Federal Chamber of Commerce isn't. Yeah. You're saying no. Look at the facts. I know you know how to read.
I love it.
Joe, I don't think they care to know to read. They didn't read the bill. That's why they, even if they did read the bill, they would pretend that they read the bill. They would pretend like if they read the bill, they still will have some type of fucking issue because Donald Trump told them not to vote for that bill. And they're going to do what Donald Trump tells them to do. Excuse me. So sitting there and thinking that these type of people will like, you know, read a bill. If, how can I say that? You know, it's so bad that it's hard to explain this shit because you have these people and you know that they don't give a fuck about facts and truth, right? They don't really give a fuck about what's really good for the country. They only give a fuck about what's good for Donald Trump and power. So they don't really care. So, you know, the State of the Union for me, I don't know why Biden even did it, but I get why he had to do it. But I don't. It's like these people, they gone, they lost. They don't give a fuck about policy, bro. They dead to get Donald Trump reelected and get power and just stir up trouble and just it's almost like they dead just the clout chase. They not really there for solutions and shit. They don't have any. That's the bad part about it. Like they keep talking about how bad shit is, but they don't have no solutions. And then a solution that they will have, it's always cruel. It's always discriminating against other people. It's only, you know, what their party want. Like it's just weird shit. They not for the whole country. They for part of the country. That's just is what it is. But you know, let's move on.
Yeah, Brendan Bucker back with us. Mo, that's a moment, dude. I mean, really, you know?
It was a great moment. And but I'll be honest, I was a little nervous about if that moment would come. He had a moment like that last year in the State of the Union address, right, where he sort of parlayed the heckling and turned it into sort of a win on Social Security. And it was such a good moment. Like you can't force it, right? You can't force a moment. And so I was worried that they were going to try too hard to recreate that moment. It wasn't forced. He is just
understand that them heckling him while he's giving the State of the Union, believe it or not, is actually very disrespectful. But the times that we are in, we almost normalize it, right? People like, you know, how is it that bad? People booing or, you know, heckling the president, right? It's disrespectful. It's not how shit's supposed to be, actually. You get what I mean? Regardless of who the president is or whatever, it's really not for you, for the other side to sit there and be disrespectful. Actually, it's to show how much class you actually have. Believe it or not, to sit there, regardless of if it was Trump, we shouldn't be heckling him. Let him speak. He the president? Not my president, but he the president at the time, right? You gotta let him say what his accomplishments is, even if he's lying about it. Now, after he does his State of the Union, then you have somebody to come out after, get with a reporter, go on CNN, whatever you got to do, and call out all his lies. But to sit there and heckle and disrespect the president the way that we almost like okay of allowing, and like it's okay, it's just disrespectful. It's like, yo, they wonder, and these are grown-ass adults. These are not children. So then they wonder why children, the young folks, is so disrespectful and don't have any respect. Look how they're acting. These are grown-ass people. These are Congress people, elected Congress people that's supposed to be the biggest and the best, the brightest, the smartest people that we can put in higher office. And they don't know how to conduct themselves. But then they get mad at young folks that because the young folks don't want to listen to their goofy asses. But this is why. You can't ask somebody to do something that you're not capable or qualified or can do. Grown ass people. Boo, boo, you a liar. You a liar. Fucking acting like children. It's just disrespectful, bro. Listen, I'm telling y'all, man, listen. Nigga. That's why I tell you, I don't play with people. I don't play with people. I don't let people disrespect me. I don't got time for that shit. I'm a grown ass person, man. I'm a grown ass man. Ain't nobody got time for that goofy shit. I got kids and shit. I mean, I got a kid, nigga. Well, I call my god kids my kids and shit, but I got kids and shit, bro. Listen, I don't play with people, man. They don't know how to conduct themselves, but they sit in there and they want the children to act right. They want the children to be respectful and show the respect, but the adults in the room are acting like the children, or even worse than the children. To me, it's acting worse because you're the grown up. You're the adult in the room. You're the person that's supposed to be trying to set the standards. Listen, if that was Trump up there, people, I still would have a problem with it. It's just disrespectful, bro. Just disrespectful. And then we damn near we just be normalizing this shit. You know, this is the way her politics is. No, bro, listen, some shit, like, we don't supposed to go back to everything back in the day that we used to do, but respect is not an old thing. Respect is, it don't matter what generation it is. Everybody should have fucking respect. It's a core, it's supposed to be a core of your principles. How you was raised. These motherfuckers act like they come from the barn or something, like they ain't got no fucking home training. Grown ass people, but they sitting there, boo, 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 Biden, you're a liar. You liar. You liar. Martin Taylor Greene sitting there with that dumbass make America great hat on, putting on a performance and shit, yelling and screaming with her bamboo face looking ass. You ugly bitch, sit your ugly ass down. Oh, let's move on, man.
That naturally good at parlaying against an opponent, and the Republicans, they did take the bait. They set the trap for themselves, and he just swooped in.
Well, they did long ago, because this was an issue, the immigration bill, that Republicans put up on a tee for this president. And at some point, this was the perfect venue to hit it. I mean, you had Republicans literally saying on the record, I don't want to give Joe Biden a win in the election year, so we're not going to do that. Like, of course he's going to take advantage of that. Then again, they weren't smart enough to be
right. So when conservatives say they want to sit down and let's do a bipartisan deal and shit like that, just what Joe Biden needs to do. Joe just did that, regardless of however you feel we got here to do that, but we got here. You want to make all that excuse? Well, he should have been. Listen, I don't give a fuck. If he come to you now and like, hey, let's do it now, let's do it. Because you're not actually see what's happening is, I don't know if the politicians understand this, and maybe they do, but we don't work for you. You work for us, and then you're sitting up there taking advantage of our votes. That's why a lot of people don't like to vote, because they're taking advantage of our votes and actually not listening to the people. Joe Biden comes with a fucking bipartisan bill like that, and the Democrats and the Republicans ain't gonna get everything they want, but they're gonna get enough, and it's gonna help something. It's gonna help us. And one side is like, nah, we not doing that shit because, you know, it don't help us politically. Not right now. Wait till Trump get in office, and then we'll bring that bill back up. Because I guarantee you, if Trump get in office, that bill gonna come back up. The same goddamn bill. So when I hear Republican people talk that bullshit about bipartisan, I'm not trying to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear that shit. We don't have to work with you. That's why, like, half of the country that vote for Trump, I don't fuck with y'all. Fuck y'all. I don't understand. You think I care about how you feel and how your life is. I don't. Because I know you don't give a fuck about mine. So why would I care? Until y'all wake the fuck up and realize the fucking buffoonery that you're standing on and the person that y'all riding with, I'm not fucking with no motherfucking Trump supporter or no Republican. I don't want to hear from you. Y'all done lost your damn mind. You can say whatever you want to say about the Democrats. And I'm not a Democrat. You can say whatever you want about the Democrats. They ain't lost their damn mind. I can tell you that shit. Yeah, do Democrats be lying and shit? Yeah, they lie. But they ain't lost their mind. I ain't saying they always lying, but they lie about some shit. Come on.
Disciplined in the moment there, and to your point, he's better at this than people give him credit.
That's right.
Brendan Buck, I
That's
need
true,
to know
JP.
what you
You're
thought
right.
of the Republican response, the official Republican response.
Yeah, it was interesting. Look, I think Katie Britt was the absolute right choice to do this. I think she is the kind of person we want to be putting out to show that we are, not all Marjorie Taylor Greens. I think
well, y'all actually are. Because regardless of trying to pretend that y'all not the MAGA part of the party, the crazies, you still vote Republicans. Your bills suck. And you do the same tactics and shit that the Marjorie Taylor Greens and them do. Sitting out here talking crazy, fear-mongering and shit. Telling people it's so crazy at the borders. Listen, do we have a problem at the border? Yes. People, the border is not out of control no more than it was last year or the year after that or 5 years ago or 5 years or 10 years ago before that or 15 years ago. It always has been an issue at the border. You know who created the motherfucking issue at the border? The Democrats and the Republicans. Because these bitches was over in other people's countries messing with those people, so-called democracies or whatever they was going on over there, fucking with their countries, putting in dictators, putting in people that they think that they want in there to work with. And so they put the fucked up people in there, and then the person they put in, the government person they put in, the president they put in, they push for, wind up taking advantage of it, they own people, mistreating their people, and now they have people running their ass over here. That's what happened. I'm not blaming Joe Biden for this. I'm not blaming Trump for this. I blame all of them. I blame the governments before. I blame the politicians before. I blame them now. I blame them before. I blame the presidents before and now. I blame our CIA, FBI, military, government. I mean the military. I mean, they all get a piece of it. Nobody want to really be real about that shit. That's why I don't even talk about the border. For what? We created the chaos. The voters. You voted for these stupid people that did the shit that I just said. Fuck are we complaining about? The border is crazy. It's so out of control. Yeah, okay. Listen, ain't no immigrants doing shit to me. I'll tell you that. They ain't stopping me from getting a job. They ain't stopping me from taking care of my family. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. If motherfuckers decide to go out here and do fentanyl and do drugs, and I'm not blaming them for their addiction, but if they choose to go do it, that's them. How about as a country, we do better of treating our people right? How about that? Maybe a lot of our people wouldn't do drugs. You know why a lot of people do drugs? Because they depressed. Because they fucked up in life. They trying to get they get high to get rid of all the pain and the stress in their life. Do you know that, bitch? I don't give a fuck. Listen, please listen. Anytime they talk about the border, I don't give a fuck. I gives less fuck people be on TV crying the border's out of control. Hey. I'm gonna tell you another thing. Go ahead and shut down the border. Why the fuck would I care? But just remember, when you do shit like that, expect other governments to do that in their country. And I mean, they ain't got to let you over there to travel just to be a tourist. They ain't got to do that. It's always repercussion for fuck shit, Republicans, you goofy, dumb bitches. You stupid ass. You think all the drugs coming in from the border, huh? You don't think nothing coming from the Canada border? Huh? You don't think nothing coming from the loading docks? All around the country? Or you just think fentanyl, just coming from over there from Mexico in no way? Yeah, all right. We're amongst the stupid. We're amongst the stupid. And see, listen, you can blame the politicians all you want. Blame the voters. Blame the people that vote these stupid people in. They bitch and complain about shit, but they vote against their own demise. It's almost like what I told everybody about black people out here bitching and complaining about Joe Biden. Fuck are you complaining about? You voted for that. You knew he was going to do what you knew he wasn't going to do shit. You knew that. You know he wasn't going to do shit for you black folks. Come on. Oh, he put the black bitch up there, Kamala Harris. He put her up there just to, photo op. And you motherfuckers like, well, we got a black woman up there, the first black vice president woman. You stupid son of a bitches. And then you want to sit here and now complain about what Joe Biden hasn't done for years. What Kamala Harris ain't done for years. You bitches is hilarious. You are fucking hilarious. That's why I told you I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. We voting for Joe. If you don't vote for Joe, then don't bitch and complain if Trump get in there and the Republicans start fucking the country up even more. Okay? Don't get mad when the racists run around and be racist to you. You voted for it. Okay? Dumbass shit I ever heard. Oh, black people starting to think about voting for Trump. Go ahead. Go ahead, bitch. Watch how those same racists that you voting for, you side with them racist voters, how they gonna turn around and talk to you any kind of way and disrespect you. Call y'all types of niggas. Gonna pass laws for segregation again. You're dumb as shit. And the crazy part about it, you're already segregated, black folks. They don't want you in their fucking neighborhoods, bitch. They don't want you there. And they prove it to you all the time. And then you give them real power where they can pass laws and policies to really discriminate against you and have the power to do it? Yeah, okay. Go ahead and play. Go ahead and play. Black men, I know you like to go out there and blame the Democrat Party for you not being in a household and all that shit. The Republicans had a hand in that too. They had a hand in that. But you go ahead and play. Go ahead. You don't do history. You run around whining and crying like a little bunch of bitches and shit. Go ahead. Like I said, listen, this is on people. If Joe Biden don't win, I hope y'all got y'all guns. I hope y'all willing to risk your life and go to jail. Because I'm telling you, these motherfucking racists is gonna get out of hand. You think I'm joking? I'm telling y'all better get out and vote. Vote for Biden. Vote for Democrats all down the line. I don't give a fuck who it is. You can't vote for Republicans. I'm just telling you that now. This is the time. Fuck Republicans. We riding with Democrats, even though we don't really fuck with y'all like that, but we gotta ride with y'all. Y'all better than them niggas. Y'all better than them. Y'all better than the motherfucker, the blood gang. They the Bloods over there. The motherfucking Republicans is the Bloods over there. The Democrats is the Crips. Crips policies and shit seem a little better. I had to ride with y'all. Just trying to tell y'all. Anyway, let's move on.
Delivery was unfortunate. She was clearly overcoached. And as somebody who's been involved in some of these responses, you know that sometimes people come out of the woodwork, they hire people. I don't know exactly what happened there, but I thought that she was delivering what was the message got lost for me just in the delivery, and that's unfortunate, and that that's hard to sort of walk back. But I generally believe that if you want to do a good State of the Union response, it can't be a mini State of the Union. It needs to be coming from a real particular point of view, and she had a particular point of view. Whether it was effective for everybody, I don't know, but I thought that the idea was sound. I worry a little bit about it.
No, it wasn't. None of it was sound. It was fear-mongering. This bitch sat in the kitchen table in her kitchen and did a fake State of the Union to reply against Joe Biden's State of the Union. Right? You're an independent woman. Why are you in the kitchen? Because that's what the Republican Party stands for. It stands for bitches, you get back in the kitchen. Give us babies. They want to go back. I keep trying to tell y'all, listen, they even have Republican women thinking that shit is okay. You got to understand, too, even around the world, how we used to treat women back in the day and how we felt about them, they still treat women like that around the country. Go to different countries and culture. Go look it up. Look at the Muslim countries. I'm just trying to tell y'all. They treat women like shit. I'm just telling you. You think I'm lying? In some countries, they are marrying off of their teenage daughters to 40 and 50-year-old men, even 20 and 30. Just trying to tell you. A lot of molestation and shit going on in some other countries. And everybody kept talking about, oh, America, the greatest country in the world. We was doing the same shit. We just evolved and tried to do better. That's when that man, Martin Luther King, that's on my wall, and that whole civil rights movement, that's what that was about, to stop that shit. But y'all want to get rid of affirmative action. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck how you treat your woman. I'm going to treat mine the same as I treat her, with respect. She my partner. We partners in this life. I need her like she need me. Fuck out of here, man. Y'all, listen, man. Y'all better stop, man. Y'all better stop, man. Listen, is it double standard sometimes for women and men? Yes, we all understand that. But certain shit we can't go backwards, bro. That's all I'm saying. Listen, man. People keep quoting Martin Luther King. They keep, praising him and shit like that, man. But understand what that man stood for. He didn't like none of that old back in the day shit. He was trying to move to the future, kind of somewhat similar where we are now, and even and try to do even more better. And I told you, listen, the worst people to have out there, like the worst racist really is racist white women. Honestly. Because anytime something happened, or a racist white woman cry and wolf and play victim and shit, everybody runs to her defense. I don't, but I'm just saying, a lot of people do. Don't do that to that white woman. Back in the day, okay, come on, man. Listen, think about it. Why would we want to go backwards when we have so many multicultural people in the country as number one, and then number two, all the biracial fucking kids. Why y'all think that that's okay to go back, to go backwards? You ever think about biracial kids? They already confused because they mix with shit. They mixed, so they don't know where they fit in. And then you want to go backwards to some shit back in the day? They definitely gonna lose their damn mind. You'll get a lot more suicides. I tell you that shit. Think mental health is at an all-time high now. All right, man. Let's move on, man. People don't listen to me.
I want to know what the panel thinks about the kitchen. I want to be very clear. Katie Britt is the junior senator from Alabama. As I've worked for women politicians. You, the junior senator from Alabama, does not belong in a kitchen in a very lovely blouse, in a kitchen in a very lovely blouse, as though she is not a sitting member of Congress. I heard nothing about her experience in the Senate.
Now, listen, first of all, Simone Sanders, shut your bald-headed ass up. You're a disgrace, okay? And second of all, and she a Democrat, she a disgrace. First of all, bitch, miss me with that woman power bullshit too, okay? Listen, especially coming from you, like, if it would come from somebody else, I can understand. But you, get the fuck out of here. Listen, let me just say this. There's nothing wrong with her being in the kitchen and doing that speech. You know why it's a problem, actually, really, why the whole look of her being in the kitchen is because of what the Republican Party stands for. If this was a Democrat doing this from her kitchen, nobody would have gave a fuck. Nobody would have brung it up. I mean, it probably came up, but it wouldn't be this big of a deal because we know that the Democrat Party doesn't stand for, be in the kitchen barefooted and cooking and making babies and shit. That's not what that's about. Okay? Now, let me say this. It's a bad look for this Republican lady because of what her party stands for. That's the only reason it's an issue. But it's no issue that she did, if you really want to be honest. It's really no real issue she did this little State of the Union thing that she did from her kitchen. Because I get it. You trying to reach out to the suburban mothers. Because some women, my wife don't work. I work. But let me explain something to you. The reason that my wife doesn't work because she retired. Okay? She retired very young because she got hurt on the job and we had a kid. And I wanted somebody, if my wife decided that she wanted to go back to work, I would stay home with my daughter. So, because I just feel that we homeschool my kid. We homeschool our kids. So that's why. I grew up a certain type of way and nobody was there. I didn't have mother and father. So I want at least one of us to be there for her all the time. I'm there parts of the time. I ain't gonna lie about that. I mean, I cut down, I got a new job and shit, and I cut down on my shit, cut down on my hours and how many days I work and shit like that so I could be home more, spend more time and do things with her. So I understand that. But that's the reason why my wife is home. But my wife don't be, I don't be like, hey, babe, make sure you got something cooked for me, when I get home every day. Nah, nigga. She homeschooled. She do shit. She got little shit that she like to do. She ain't gonna be cooking for a nigga all the time. I don't know how to cook for myself. Fuck out of here. This is a thought process of some men, right? But, it's not really that big of a deal, but it's a big deal because of who her party is and what they stand for. That's why it's only an issue. But other than that, Simone Sanders, cut it out. And it coming from you, please. You silverback bitch. Hey, come on. You were a disgrace. All that woman power bullshit. Like, come on, stop. And I respect women. I love women. I got a daughter. Yeah, but come on with that shit. She always it's some of that shit just be way over the top. It's like when men get out here. I'm a man and this is men do. Man, shut your goofy ass up. If you don't have to explain how to be a man. You shouldn't have to explain that. If you're a man or you're not. You know how to take care of your people. You know how to take care of your family. Do that. You ain't got to sit out here and brag and be all boisterous about that bullshit. And it's like that with some of these feminine women, feminist women. Shut your asses up. We get it. We understand. And then some of them just go way too far and shit. Just shut your ass up. People just go overboard sometimes, and that shit irritates me, man.
I heard nothing about, she ran the Alabama Chamber of Commerce, like Alabama Business Council prior to that. She was a chief of staff on the Hill for the seat that she now represents. You would not get that from what we saw here. What is with the kitchen?
I'm going to be counterintuitive here and defend it just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because I don't think she was trying to project her very impressive resume. I think she was trying to project suburban mom. Right?
Suburban moms belong in the kitchen. That's what people were asking. That's the question I wanted.
No. And so I don't look. I think the two worst jobs in Washington, the two worst gigs you could have.
Let me just say this: if that's how you can reach suburban women, then that's bad. That's bad. I mean, if you really want to be real about it, my wife is a suburban housewife. Okay? That's not how you're going to reach a suburban housewife that's taking care of the family and taking care of home and shit. That's not how you do that. You know how you do that? You give them policies and shit that can help them with when they want to go out and do some shit and they need, daycare, Medicare for their children and shit like that. That's the type of shit that we're talking about. You sitting in the kitchen talking about how bad the country is and shit. You know what I mean? How fucked up the country is. That ain't helping no suburban woman. They keep thinking all the fentanyl is coming from across the border. We're making this shit ourselves. You know where a lot of these people that's getting high and getting fucked up off of fentanyl and shit like that, you know how that's happening? You know where they getting it from? They doctors. We don't talk about that. We keep talking about the border, all the drugs come from the border. No. And then you can't blame black people no more, so now you got to blame the brown people from another fucking country for bringing this over. Okay, listen, because black people, we ain't cooking this shit. We ain't making that shit. They get this shit from the doctors, bro. They not. Listen, you think these suburban women are going out on the corner in the hood, okay, or in some of these rural towns, they going out to the corners and getting these drugs? No, they getting this shit from they motherfucking next door neighbors or some shit. The next door neighbors, or they getting from their doctors. They not getting that shit from the corner. I like how they obsessed with drugs now, because it ain't just affecting the black community, the black and brown community. Oh, now it's affecting the little white kids and shit. Huh? The problem is society makes it okay for people to do drugs. I don't give a fuck what entity you in. Your occupation, rap music, country music, whatever genre, movies, whatever, doctors. Drugs have been coming across the border for a long goddamn time, people. Okay? But now, black people ain't cooking this shit. Now, it's an issue. When it was only affecting our community, it wasn't an issue. And the only reason it became an issue for our community was because of the simple fact the white people started doing the drugs too. They started coming from their little suburban, areas and shit and coming down into the urban neighborhoods, the ghettos back in the day, pulling up in their cars, getting dope. It's the only reason it was an issue. Long as black people was killing each other, shooting that shit and shooting that poison into them, selling that poison to their people, they didn't give a fuck. They the ones put the fucking drugs in our fucking community. The government, the CIA, but nobody wants to talk about that. You mad at the drug dealers for what? The drug dealers would never had the stuff to make the drugs or had the drugs if the CIA ain't allow it. The government ain't allow it. Stop it. You tried to destroy our communities, which you did, but it started affecting your communities, and then y'all now give a fuck. That's all. I'm supposed to cry about it? I come from that environment. I grew up in it. I seen what was going on. I was in the field. I don't need to go to another motherfucking neighborhood or another state to see how that shit affects them. I already know. Just like the border shit. Everybody like, oh my God, the border. I don't have to go down there to Texas or where Miami or Florida or LA or whatever the fuck. I don't have to go there to know that it's an immigration problem. Too many goddamn immigrants coming over here. You ain't got to tell me. They live right next door to me, across the street. I ain't got no problems with them. I don't know if they're illegal or not. They don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with them. Actually, motherfuckers cut my grass. No disrespect to the Mexican community. Just saying. Shit, they get ready to make my wife a little flower, get ready to grow some fruit and shit. Hey, man. Got no motherfucking problem with no immigrants, no foreigners and shit. Fuck out of here, man. My issue is always with racist white people. I ain't got no issue with no motherfucking Mexicans. You can't fearmonger me to have problems with the Mexicans. For what? Or any immigrant. What I got a problem with them for? It's a reason they over this bitch. And I know the reason why. Fuck am I mad about? And if black people upset, oh, they taking out jobs, you lying to yourself, but let's go off your dumb narrative. They taking your job to step your game up, bitch. This is competition. When you go to fucking work every goddamn day, it's a competition. You in competition with every goddamn body. Not just the Mexicans, the white folks, your own black people. You in competition. Do your fucking job. Nobody get mad. Go to fucking work. I mean, what the fuck? People make all the excuses about the immigrants and I ain't got no problems with the immigrants. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm sick of the fucking fear mongering. I'm sick of people whining and bitching and complaining about shit that don't really affect them. And if it is affecting you, motherfucker, how about you take self-responsibility for your actions? How about that? That's what a lot of you Americans need to do. Take self-responsibility for your motherfucking self. You worry about everybody else too much instead of worrying about your motherfucking self. All you motherfuckers do on the internet, worry about everybody else and shit. You know, what's they slept with such and such. Why you give a fuck? That's why I try not to do videos about shit like that. That's gossiping. That's talking too much. Where I come from, talking about people and shit. Everybody acting like because you do the YouTube shit, you got to do what everybody else can do. You got to do what everybody else can do to get views and shit. Fuck it. If motherfuckers ain't willing to listen to the type of shit that I'm talking about, I don't give a fuck. They ain't worrying about a lot of shit that people be doing. People worry about what other people do too much. That's why your life is, that's why some people got miserable ass lives. Because they worrying about, they watching with everybody, they pocket watching, and they watching what everybody else doing, wishing they can get it. How about you can wish it all you want? How about you just go try and get it? Fucking steady sitting there talking about people and hating and shit. I remember back in the days, back when I was growing up, you get beat up, you get fucked up for hating on motherfuckers. Or you fuck around, get killed. You play around too long, hating on the motherfucker, man. People weird, man. We in some weird ass times, man. And you can't even blame it on this like the young folks generation. It's grown ass people out here doing that shit. Let's move on, man.
National Party chair and State of the Union response, right? Like it rarely
painful.
goes well. And I think, if any media consultant or campaign staffer who gets that call and says to their boss, hell yeah, you should do this, is doing their boss a disservice more often than not. And when they do, they tend to overproduce and try to overcoach and push these people into being someone they are not. Katie Britt actually is a very, very impressive member of the Senate. She is, I think.
First of all, and he might know that, but as a voter, I don't know this bitch. I ain't never heard of her until yesterday. I don't remember seeing this bitch. Like, honestly. Shout out, what's up, Brother Bell? Shout out to Brother Bell in the building. Listen, man, nobody know that bitch. I didn't know where she was even from. Nigga, I don't know this lady. She looked like a typical white Republican. I mean, what the fuck? Sitting there sounded over dramatic. It's like she over the top dramatic, fear mongering and shit. You the fuck, bitch? I thought we in the greatest country in the world. Why on one hand we the greatest country in the world, but then on the other hand we ain't shit? People, you'll never hear me say we live in the greatest country in the world. Bullshit. Is our country better than some countries? Yes. In certain issues, yes. But is we the best? No. There's no such thing. Not when it comes to America. Hell no. I'm a black man. I've been living here all my life. Hell no. I'll be 43 this year. Hell no. This country is fucked up. And then they can criticize it, but you can't. No, I'm criticizing this shit. This shit is fucked up. America ain't the greatest country in the world. We fucked up over here. People done lost their damn mind over here. Talking about we strong. We were strong with Trump in that. No, he was embarrassing us. The Republican Party right now, y'all are embarrassers. Y'all embarrassing us. Y'all embarrassment. Like, what the fuck? You don't get shit done. You don't do shit. All you do is bitch and complain, go on Fox News and right-wing news outlets and shit and bitch and complain about every goddamn thing. How bad an other side is, how bad half of the country is, and all this other shit. Get the fuck out of here, man. You got no solutions to nothing. See, that's the problem. I don't have a problem with you criticizing shit. I got a problem when you don't have solutions. And then the solutions that you have is always over the top of trying to hurt and discriminate against people that disagree with you. That shit don't, what the fuck? Anyway, man, let's move on, man.
Would be a potent running mate for Donald Trump and someone, I think a debate between Vice President Harris and Senator Britt would actually be a really engaging debate to watch as just a student of politics. But when they overproduce, right?
I could just tell you, do you want to add anything else to what you just said before the internet get a hold of it, Mo?
No, I think I think tonight she did not live up to her own potential. And I think if you ever watch any of her speeches, you would see that. But what she did tonight, I think, was overproduced. It was a caricature of who they wanted to actually produce.
A lot of folks asking the question. They initially, because people who didn't know who she was thought she was an actress playing a politician. And that, to your point, to both your points, is the unfortunate part. But here's the rub. I think we're kind of overthinking some of this, because there's a real baseline approach that I think Republicans took here. Brennan knows as well. I've been in these rooms as well for a lot of this stuff. The audience wasn't necessarily the folks that, more broadly speaking. This was cultured and catered in a way. The kitchen was deliberate. The sort of, workaday mom look was deliberate, and it was a direct appeal to suburban white women to come back home. It's time to leave Joe Biden.
Give me a second, people. Give me 1 second. My bad, people. I had a fucking delivery. Had to sign for it. My bad.
And come back home. And this was the opening salvo in that what will be a very important conversation for Republicans going forward.
So to add to what Michael was saying, there's some reporting in the New York Times about the fact that there were already talking points being released by her teams. She came off like America's mom. She gets it. She's one of us. That'll be family's takeaway in terms of what it was they wanted.
I'm just trying to figure out is that all you trying to reach the suburban? Is it the suburban white women or some shit? Because I don't understand. I really truly don't. I don't get it, people. I really truly don't get it. I don't understand. Cause the strategy is stupid. Because like I said, I mean, even if let's just go off in the narrative that they was trying to reach the suburban white women, right? All she did was fearmonger. Talk about how bad the country is and how bad Joe Biden is and everything. But they had no solutions. It wasn't like she was like, well, if Trump get in there, we're gonna have a better border. Okay, well, what's the policies? They have no policies. That's why I don't understand Republican voters and MAGA voters. Like, yo, they're not giving you solutions. Then you're the one talking about, oh, well, the border, then we need the border wall. Okay, like, all right. If Joe Biden did the border wall, came up with an executive order and say, hey, let's just go ahead, put the border wall. Would y'all be okay with that? Is that enough? I mean, like, what is your... I don't understand Republicans' solutions to things. I don't understand their future, their outlook of how they think the country's supposed to be. Okay, we do everything that y'all want us to do. Say, whatever, right? All the conservative shit. Everybody moving like that. Then what? You think that's everybody going to be okay with that? Like, do you understand that there's other people in the country that's not going to be wanting to do that? You're going to make people live a life that they don't want to live? Because nobody's telling you that you can't be religious or we can't do nothing about the border and shit like that. Nobody's saying that. Like, it seems like that's their only beef. You're trying to take away religious rights. It's a lie, but let's go off the dumbass narrative. Okay, cool. What do you don't want us to do? To stop, what is the Democrat Party and the rest of us, because I'm not Democrat, but what is the rest of us trying to take, what religious rights are we trying to take away? Because if you're just saying that you just want to discriminate against people because they're not religious, then that's not okay. So I don't know where we come at a conclusion with that. Nobody's saying that. Listen, if I was a gay person, I wouldn't go into no church that don't want me to be there. So it ain't like gay people want to going in your church. Like, that's not what that is. So I don't understand. Then you got businesses and stuff. You don't want to serve gay people? Like, what are we doing here? Because if that's the case, then I don't have to serve you because you're religious. I don't have to take your business. I mean, are you okay with that? I mean, if that's the way you want to go, we can do that. See, because I'm the type of motherfucker, I can work around fuckery. You don't want to serve gay people? Okay, well, people that don't think like them, we don't serve religious people. And we're going to start asking you, are you religious? Oh, well, we don't serve you. We won't serve religious people. I mean, you really want to be real about it. See, because your dumbass narratives don't make any sense. I just don't understand what Republicans' game plan is. It's like, all I can see is that you just want to discriminate against people. I don't understand anything else that you're talking about because none of that shit makes any sense. Being gay is a sin and it's evil. Well, how you're treating people is evil too, and it's a sin. What are you talking about? You don't supposed to be discriminating against anybody. It's in your own goddamn religious Bible. What's wrong with you? I just don't get it. You fear-mongering into suburban white women for what? Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about gas prices and shit like that's fine. But all this other shit, like, nah, man. Nobody trying to hear that shit. Talking about taking other people's rights away so you can feel good about yourself. Like, that's all I hear. So that's all the fuck I hear.
Let's move away from the style, which I think we all agree missed the mark, and talk just a little bit then about the substance. It is not an accident that she is from Alabama, given that IVF and the actions of the Supreme Court of Alabama are in the news. So it was telling to me that she touched ever so gently on IVF, saying in very vague terms that Republicans would fight to protect it, despite the fact that there actually was legislation before the U.S. Senate that would have protected it.
And let me just say this about Republican people when they put these Republican women up there. They put them up there, especially the white ones. They put them up there because they're pretty. It's not because they bright and they controllable. They can control pretty white women. That's Republican. That's the only reason they use them. It's a reason that Republicans use women and use people. They use people. And I'm not saying Democrats don't do that as well, but it's so obvious that Republicans do it. Like it's no like, excuse me, it's like there's no way they kind of hide it. It's just, they're just so out, they blatant with it. It's like, damn, like, y'all ain't even gonna hide that, huh? Okay, well, here comes the criticism. Like, you get what I mean? Like, the fuck? I don't understand, but they only put this white woman up there because she's pretty. And she seems that she's very conservative. She actually has some values. At the end of the day, if you break down with this, you really listen to this woman and actually really hear her, you probably say that this bitch is a lunatic too. Honestly. People like, Kenny, why you being so disrespectful, calling the bitches? Fuck these, listen, fuck these Republicans. Listen, if they are voting for Trump and they side with Trump, fuck them. I have no respect for them. Sorry. Because I know they don't have respect for the rest of us. I'm being honest about that, and I'm petty. Just be very honest. I'm petty in that way. And I don't give a fuck about people that don't give a fuck about me. I'm not religious. I don't got to love you. I don't have to like you. I don't have to respect you. That's just real talk. And I grew up religious, so religious people don't come in with that bullshit. And I'm not an atheist either, but I'm just saying, like fuck out of here. I don't respect this woman. This woman probably stand for some horrible shit. Just because she pretty and she got a soft white lady's voice, sound all proper and innocent, means nothing to me. Not a goddamn thing. Let's move on.
IVF that a member of the Republican Party shot down, and then she pivoted off of it very quickly. So even if stylistically she was trying to say you can come home, she didn't. There was a lot of fear. That was the other thing. There were a lot of fears that were thrown out there, but I did not hear a real positive vision for what America could be that was trying to bring those.
Well, on that particular issue, I don't think that we have, as a party, figured out like reproductive health issues. Have figured out a good place to be at.
Right.
And
Who you think you fooling, you goofy ass white boy? Listen, let me just say this. You should have left, your party should have left Roe v. Wade the fuck alone. How about that? None of you bitches are fucking doctors and scientists. And I'm just trying to figure out, how the fuck do you know what's a baby? They party don't even really believe in science. I mean, like, man, what are we talking about here? You should have just left Roe v. Wade alone. It wasn't nothing to figure out. Nobody is killing innocent babies, motherfucker, with abortions. They're not. How you gonna make somebody have a baby, bro? Because of your fucked up religion. Get your goofy asses out of here. People, if you read the Bible, they actually did abortions back then. They had abortions. They don't tell you that, though. I told you they nitpicked through religion in the Bible. I told y'all that. There's a real reason why I'm not religious. I know what they do. You should have left Roe v. Wade the fuck alone. That's what you should have did. We wouldn't be even having this issue of talking about it.